Every compact SUV buyer in Europe has been telling themselves the same story for 10 years. You need the ride height. You need the ground clearance. Mercedes just built a car that questions all of it. And the range figure underneath this roofline is why the estate matters more than the sedan. 1 walkaround. Everything you need to decide. The CLA shooting brake shares the sedan's shark nose front and illuminated star panel up to the B-pillar. From their back, this is a different car. The roofline stretches rearward with a gradual drop, and Mercedes has designed the panoramic glass roof to look like it flows directly into the rear window. It works. I expected the estate shape to soften the sedan's stance. The opposite happened. The lower rear end with its full-width light bar gives this a wider, more planted presence than the sedan. The MBUX Superscreen inside is where the Car of the Year argument stops being abstract. The estate proportions are 35 mm longer and 27 mm taller than the previous shooting brake, with a wheelbase stretched by 61 mm. 142 individually lit LED stars fill the front panel. The front light strip connects both headlights into a single signature that reads wider and lower than the sedan. And at the rear, that treatment mirrors itself through star-shaped taillights, joined by a full-width light bar. The one-piece panoramic glass roof runs from the windscreen frame to the trailing edge, and at certain angles the boundary between glass and bodywork disappears entirely. In this black metallic finish on the Innsbruck show floor, the car photographs darker and lower than it measures. That is a design decision working exactly as intended. The interior is identical to the sedan that won European Car of the Year 2026. Spending time in it explains why. The MBUX Superscreen spans the full dashboard with a 10.25-inch driver display, a 14-inch central touchscreen, and an optional 14-inch passenger screen. Each runs on the Unity game engine. That sounds like marketing until you see the rendering speed in person. I was skeptical. Then I used it for 20 minutes and stopped thinking about the old MBUX entirely. The real story is the steering wheel. Physical rocker switches are back. A rotary volume dial is back. After years of capacitive-only controls that registered phantom inputs and winter gloves, this feels like a return to common sense. The dashboard and door trims use integrated ambient lighting that creates a floating effect between surfaces. In the two-tone ivory beige interior, this reads as deliberate design, not decoration. Artico artificial leather comes standard. Real leather is optional, and the material quality here is closer to what the C-Class offered 2 years ago than anything the old CLA managed. The front sports seats hold you in place without the firmness that makes some competitors uncomfortable after an hour. The bolsters are supportive, but not aggressive, and the cushion length is adequate for taller drivers, which the old CLA never quite managed. Between the seats, the center console runs clean and uncluttered. There is a wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports rated at 100 watts, and a small storage compartment under the armrest that fits a phone and a wallet but not much else. The rear seats are where the estate earns its place. 26 mm more headroom than the sedan means passengers above 185 sit comfortably. I need to be honest about one thing. Rear legroom has actually decreased versus the outgoing model because the battery floor raises the seating position. For a tall passenger behind a tall driver on a long motorway run, it is tight. That is the compromise. The panoramic roof in clear mode helps the perception of space considerably. It feels more open than the numbers suggest. 455 liters of boot space, around 16.1 cubic feet. Fold the 402040 rear bench, and that extends to 1,290 liters, around 45.6 cubic feet. A 101-liter frunk sits under the bonnet for the charging cable. The boot floor is flat, which matters more than the total number when you are loading a pushchair and shopping at the same time. I did not expect a coupe roofline to deliver a boot this usable. The range figure that justifies this body shape should worry every compact electric SUV at this show. 272 horsepower from a single rear motor, 335 Nm from 0 RPM. Not designed to impress at traffic lights. It is effortless delivery that empties a slip road without raising your heart rate. 0 to 100 in 6.8 seconds, around 6.6 seconds to 60 miles per hour. Now the number that changes the conversation. 768 kilometers WLTP, around 477 miles. More range than the sedan that won every award. The 800-volt architecture charges at up to 320 kilowatts, and in 10 minutes you add 310 kilometers, around 193 miles. That is a coffee stop. You pull in, you order, you sit down. By the time you have finished, the car is ready. Think about the last motorway trip you took with 2 fuel stops. This car does it with 1 stop that takes less time than feeding children at a rest area. 57,096 euros. BMW does not build a 2 Series estate. Audi offers no A3 Avant. The Arteon shooting brake is discontinued. A comparably equipped EV6 or ID4 costs similar money, delivers less range, and asks you to accept a higher center of gravity that exists because the market decided you wanted it, not because physics demanded it. Whether you choose this over the SUV default is your decision, not mine. But the argument that there was no alternative to the crossover shape just lost its last defense. This is the strongest case Mercedes has made in this segment in a decade. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.